Part 2.
Beekeeping for beginners. You will hear a man talking about beekeeping for beginners. Before you listen, you have 30 seconds to read questions 11 to 15.
Good morning. As you may be aware, all over the world, bees are under threat. For their survival, the goodwill and hard work of enthusiasts like you is vital. Today, I'll present some facts about bees and beekeeping. Then I'll show you a Langstroth hive, which is a type commonly used by beekeepers. Bees and bee products can be eaten, and beeswax used to make candles and cosmetics. And of course, bees pollinate plants, so are essential in agriculture. There are many kinds of bees, solitary and social. Social bees live in colonies in the wild and can be cultivated in hives. The word eusocial describes the organisation of bee society. It's spelt EU plus social. It means there's one single reproductively active female to several males. It also signals a division of labour and cooperative care of the young by non-breeding individuals. In addition to honeybees, there are eusocial ants, termites, and naked vole rats. Before humans cultivated honeybees, wild colonies were raided, and sadly, this continues today. In Spain, 8,000-year-old rock drawings depict such raids, while Egyptian tomb paintings from 4,500 years ago show domesticated bees. However, the ancient Egyptians did not understand bee society and killed most of their insects in the quest for honey. Hives with movable parts that ensure continual honey collection and the safety of the queen were designed just 170 years ago by the American Lorenzo Langstroth. It is only in the last 300 years that the functions of the different parts of a bee colony and of the three types of honeybees themselves have been understood. A queen honeybee is the largest and most important member of honeybee society. She lives far longer than the other bees, up to 3 years, and her pheromones control the colony. Drones, or male honeybees, make up around 10% of a colony and live for just 4 months. They mate with queens and forage, but do little else. Female worker honeybees, constituting 90% of a colony, have a mere 6-week lifespan, yet they are the busiest creatures, guarding, cleaning, nursing, fanning and foraging. The queen lays eggs after she has been inseminated by a drone while flying in the open air. She can lay up to 2,000 eggs at one time. When unmated queens hatch from those 2,000 eggs, they will fight to the death, or one will fly away with a swarm to form her own colony elsewhere. The beauty of a Langstroth hive is that a beekeeper can separate out the laying queen and easily kill egg cells containing potential queens. So let's look at some slides of a Langstroth hive. I can't open my own outside as it's winter and not much is happening, but also because we'd all need to be wearing good protective clothing. Bees sting, remember, and their venom is poisonous. 2% of people who are stung experience an uncomfortable allergic reaction, and without medical intervention, a tiny minority die from toxic shock. Anyone who'd like to keep bees must first determine their allergic reaction.
Before you listen to the rest of the conversation, you have 30 seconds to read questions 16 to 20.
OK, here's a Langstroth hive with 9 elements. It stands at 1.5 metres and contains extractive boxes from where you take the honey and a brood chamber where the queen breeds. This hive's got 2 extractive boxes, but you can build it up to 5. The hive is wooden, with a cover and a stand at top and bottom. There's always a wooden lid, letter B, on your diagram, and if keepers collect venom, there's a sheet of glass below the lid. The extractive boxes are shallow because they're frequently handled. They hold 30 kilos of honey each, and a beekeeper couldn't lift one if it were any deeper. The thin screen beneath the lower extractive box has holes that drones and worker bees can crawl through, but which are too small for the queen. She, therefore, remains in the deep brood chamber where the eggs are laid. The final element above the stand is a board that prevents other animals from getting inside.
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 2.